Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, it's May 5th. News just dropped right here. Let's just focus on the day. It's the 5th today. So we had Canadian news, USD news. Everything's green across the board. So let's check out how that worked. So yeah, not too shabby. This USDJPY trade. Because I'm listening to it through my laptop. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, took this trade yesterday live. Not live, sorry. I took this trade yesterday at around 9:05. Put the signal into the group chats. Got in a really good price down here, which was just phenomenal. Yeah, ended up capturing 120 pips, otherwise 2R. And then CADJPY, oof, nice. Similar thing. This CADJPY trade, was talking about it yesterday during the stream. Ended up getting into it a little bit later in the day. God, what time did I get into it? It might have been right after I ended the stream. So I got in right around 7:10. Again, sent the signal into the group chat. The entry wasn't the best. I ended up getting in at about 98.9, even though I had wanted to get in down here right around 98.65. I just figured getting in at these lows right around the trend line in the rectangular box would have been a better entry. And had I gotten in down there, I would be out with 710 pips at 2R. Instead, had a wider stop. Will get out at 120 pips at 2R. So hopefully, I mean, he's literally 70 pips away. So it'd be very unfortunate if he rejected up there. And then the only other trade we've been monitoring in is this EUROUSD trade, which has just been a nightmare for no other particular reason than he's more or less just gone sideways in this range and hasn't hit the take profit or the stop loss. At this point, I'd just be happy if he took me out at stop loss, just so I could focus on other things. Again, there's this second one in here, similar to the CADJPY trade. No, not similar, because the CADJPY trade, I had entered in a little too high. In this case, I had just set the stop super low. So I had set the stop below this second level of structure down here to give me more opportunity to get into a trade down here and still maintain my trade on the first one. However, had I just, without putting that that wider stop loss in mind, had I just kept it a little higher up here, just below the trend lines and just below these levels of structure here, sort of below that support, the 2R 80 pip trade would have already hit, but that's okay. That's how it is. All right, so May live stats. Looks like we're about to add 2 more wins to the May live, 2 more wins to the May premium, and 2 more wins to the 2023. Let's move on. Review. Let's preview our other tickers. This isn't stocks. Would they still be called tickers? I feel like they're not called tickers. Anyways, let's add some more light as well. There we go. How's that? Is that too dark? Okay. So on CHF, kind of blew past this previous support into this resistance level here. He's right at the trend line. Not quite ready. Had this guy come up here, I would have been more inclined to sell. Right now, it doesn't have enough features that match up with taking a sell. So I'm not really interested. AUDCAD. We talked about this yesterday. He's at multiple points of resistance. I'm sure there are a lot of people selling at these resistance levels here. And good for you, man. If you have a short stop loss or a short take profit, you've already made profit on him. So wasn't good enough for me just because, you know, I'm a slave to my diagonal lines. Nah, actually that might have been not a bad sell right there, but didn't hit any diagonal lines that I was looking at. So AUDJPY, not much, in a good little bit of an uptrend here. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we'll see how that pans out. AUDN, bit of a downtrend. More or less just going sideways from the longer time frame. AUDU, not looking anything special. CADCHF. News just absolutely blew by. So this news right here, that's the, what was it? CHF CPI dropping right here. So that's what causes that in all likelihood. And then more Canadian news this morning that's shooting price up. Yeah. CADJPY. I'm pretty sure the high is 100.123, so I'm pretty sure our other trade has taken profit. EURAUD. This was a previous trade. We'd gotten in right here, had hit our 2-hour mark, and it looks like it's rejected. You could possibly take that as another buy entry signal. I mean, he's still right along the trend line. He's at this level of structure that he's failed to break multiple times over here, rejected from here, but the fact that you have these cascading lower highs just doesn't bode well for a continued upward trend. EURCAD, this could be interesting. I could see a potential buy down here. In one hand, like, it's right at the level of structure and trend line. On the other hand, it is a falling knife, and they always say don't catch a falling knife. So we'll see. Maybe he won't be falling as precipitously when we go for a buy, because that could be a pretty good opportunity right there. EURCHF. Oof. Again, could be a good opportunity for a sell up here. Hit the trend line. I'm not too pleased with this rectangular box. Like, it's not hitting a lot of levels. Like, yeah, you got a little bit here, and a little bit here, but it's not super exciting. You know, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look clean. EUROJ, he's more or less broken through these levels of structure. I'm just going to ignore him. Maybe clear out the data and move on. The EURGBP, he's at this level, would not want to get in. Similar to the AUDCAD, yes, he's at this similar level that he's bounced off of multiple times, but that's not enough of an indication that he'll bounce again. EURUSD, he's getting absolutely pummeled. Possible entry again for a buy down here. Would I want to add to a losing position though? Not really. EURNZD, that's actually not too bad. Let's see his brother GBPNZD. Okay. Just based on this, looks like there could be some opportunity. I'd want to go for a buy right here. Okay. All right, why not? All right, folks. We have zero. It looks like the stop loss is so small. All right, we'll do our first 3-to-1 trade in a while. Okay, 555 times 3. What are we looking at? 1500, 1665. Sick. Look at that math. All right. Okay, so we have a limit order set in for EURNZD. Give me a sec. I gotta figure out how to turn off the sound. Does that work? No. Wait. Does that work? No. Okay. Okay. We're still trying to figure this out. Okay. Okay? Yeah. Damn. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Hopefully I'm talking in the right way and you guys can hear me okay. All right. All right, let's get back to chart viewing. Okay, so we've entered a limit order for EURNZD. Right here. Let's just throw that into the signals. All right. Those are sort of the entry, take profit, and stop loss. Take profit is 3R. Remember, it's a limit, so we're not actually getting in right away. Limits. Alright, that's updated to the signals. Okay. If it starts to go up from here, it goes. That's fine. Not an issue, you know. We've already got 2 winners today. And possibly a loser, but EURUSD is really hanging in there, so who knows. Okay. GBPAUD, not too bad. He seems to be doing better than EURAUD. Like, he tanked. Whereas he's kind of holding in there a little bit more. Let's readjust this guy. Could be an interesting opportunity. Gonna pass for now. GBPCHF, GJ. That actually would not. That would have been a pretty close to our entry. 9 o'clock yesterday, but he's already going, so we're just gonna let him fly. GN still continuing up on this miraculous ascending channel trend. He's at the low of the trend line, but I wouldn't say there's enough structure to support that would be a very valid bounce outside of the trend line, so we're just going to leave him. And what I mean by that is this is a valid level of structure in my mind. You see rejection, 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 rejection-ish, and then finally breaks his support and support. So had price gone up and come back down at this trend line level, I would have been, yeah, absolutely, let's take this trade. But if we adjust that up here, we have rejection, support, support, and then finally support. It just doesn't look as nice. I hope you guys can see that too. So we're not going to take it. Remember, there will always be another day in the market. There will always be another signal. Hell, we got 4 signals in the last couple of days. That's not too bad. Focusing on, if not perfect signals, just cleaner signals. Having losses on shitty signals do not do well for one's psychology. And they also don't do well for one's trading account. GU, again, he's at the top of this line here. So we're just gonna ignore him for now. Let's see. Yeah, he could almost be considered a good... Oh, shit. Actually, at the top of there, that might have been a pretty good sell. I mean, you got the top of the trend line. You got this pretty hefty resistance here. I mean, we missed it regardless. So, not getting it now, but it could have been a good opportunity at 11 o'clock at night. Anywho, moving right along. NZDCAD, nothing special. NZDCHF, yeah, so he was also, you can see my alert set here. He was also something we were thinking of trading. Again, he's not quite hugging as close to the trend line as I would like. But it is a pretty clear level. You have these 2 points here that it bounced off of. You have this 1 point here that it bounced off of. You have these lower lows, but you're starting to break into these higher high, higher low, higher high situation. The question is, can we, if we enter, is he going to stop here or is he going to continue up to this level? If he's going to continue up to this level, then getting in down here is just a poor timing, just poor entry. However, if he stops dead here and starts to go down, even if he creates another, say, lower high up here, let's just put our stop loss here, put our 2 to 1 here. Oh, it's just, we'd have to go pretty low on the stop loss to make sure our 2 to 1 fits comfortably. Maybe. We're not getting into this guy just yet. He didn't really have a huge reaction to news. Kind of went sideways. Obviously, he was the Swiss franc, so he did react to the GDP news. Had this huge sell-off on the franc that rose the NZD price, but I don't. Let's see how NZD is doing. So if we go down to our little baskets, we see CHF is obviously getting destroyed across the board. Everything that CHF is up almost a full percent, or definitely up pretty much a full percent. CHF/JPY is down. Then we look at NZD, down on the US dollar, down on the Canadian, which makes sense. They both had really good news today. Up on the Swiss, makes sense. Up on the yen, down, up in a sense, and then let's just look at them across the board and see if they all, did that go up? I feel like I'm getting turned around here. Right, so we'd want this guy to go continue down, continue down, continue down, continue down. Let's look at them on the 15. Continue up, and continue up. We'll just leave it for now. NZDJPY, more or less going sideways. Not something I'm interested in. NU is kind of interesting here. So I had put out a signal to sell here after prices already dropped and to put in a limit order. So I ended up canceling it as price came down without us. And then it started to creep back up. I removed the limit order, but I kept the alert in place. And just because price had been bouncing off this level, I figured I'd cancel the alert and just monitor. It came up to this level, 63.075, which if we look far enough back, we have this rejection here, this rejection here. And again, I'm a big fan of diagonal lines and boxes. So we have this ascending trend line where it's overreaching here. I was a little too scared to trade it. I thought it would have been a good sell. Turns out it would have been a good sell, but I was just a little nervous. I'm pretty sure I just didn't have a good sort of aspect of where I wanted to put the stop loss. Yeah, maybe like 20 to 40. Either way, didn't take it. Bitched out. Could have been a good trade. Who knows? Could be a good trade back on the uptrend when it comes down here. I would take that buy, I think, depending on how it looks. All right, UCAD. doesn't look too enticing. USDCHF. I think I was looking to try maybe get in a sell up here. Doesn't look like he's gonna make it. UJ. He's doing his own thing. He's also in the buy down here. So these two have both hit profit. That's excellent. I don't see any other opportunities as of right now. Let's check out the indices. That's the one thing you see in indices that you don't see necessarily in, maybe you do. I was gonna say you see a lot of these precipitous drops. Looks like a heart monitor. Just like a little systole, diastole, systole, diastole. Anyways, I don't see any good patterns forming on any of the indices, and gold is dropping like a mother fudger. Holy man, it just keeps on rejecting at this 2060 level. Rejection, rejection. I mean, if you would have known and timed it well, that's a big drop. That's an even bigger drop. Who knows, maybe it'll drop. I don't pretend to know where gold is going. I only trade short-term price action. I don't trade fundamentals, so I cannot say where gold is going. Here's a quick tip. If you trade news, you don't trade fundamentals. It's kind of like the very, very, very most basic fundamental. Like, you're just reading a number and saying, oh, is it green? Is it red? Can I make money off of it? It's not the same as actually trying to understand what's happening. Like, if you listen to an actual trader trade fundamentals, they'll actually have some insight as to why the number is going that direction. And it's more than just whether a color is green or red that they buy or sell. There's a lot more understanding that goes into it. And hey, I want to get there one day too, and I think you should as well. Fundamentals is an absolute awesome item to have in your toolkit. But it is, I would say it's more challenging to learn than technical analysis. People have their whole careers in education based on fundamental analysis, macroeconomics, microeconomics, and then they make it sound so simple. That's what's so disappointing. Okay. Alright. So, this guy and this guy are the only two. Yeah. I'm gonna unflag him. Unflag. I'll unflag. So, we're looking to buy EURNZD, EURCAD, and sell NZDCHF. At some point, maybe. We'll see. Maybe I'll see this multiple times and I'll just give in like I did with the CADJPY trade. I was looking at it yesterday. I'm like, I'm not going to take it when it bounced down. Where was it? Yeah, I had gotten in much later. If you look at my stream yesterday, I think I was talking about it as early as 5 o'clock. But I had my market structure placed at a slightly different level. That's why people think market structure is objective, but it's definitely subjective. Like, you and I could both take this diagonal trend line and we could both touch it from here to here and extend it on. Fair. We could say that's objective, but then somebody else could just be like, nah, I don't want to capture the wicks there, so I'm going to move it up here. Or, you know, a purist is just like, no, it has to touch the very bottoms, so it can't overlap anything. I'm starting to try to be a bit more of a purist. I don't like my trend lines intersecting stuff. But this market structure, I had it down here, I think, originally, yesterday. So it actually would have panned out really well because price ended up hitting it down here. But I ended up getting into the trade because I adjusted it up here because I had noticed you had this rejection, rejection, rejection. Yeah, a little baby rejection here. And then this rejection, rejection. So when it came back down and was slightly rejecting, I'm like, oh, perfect. We could probably get in. It was still a bit of a impromptu trade. Like I typically like to not just see price action and get into the trade. I like to have limit orders. I like for it to get down to my level before I get into a trade. So price had been at this level, it was rejecting, and I'm chased. That's what I did. I chased the target. And it worked out, you know, I still got my 2R 120 pip trade. But I chased, which is a mistake. You shouldn't chase. For all we know, you know, I like to focus on getting 2R. It could have gone up 100 pips and then rejected straight to stop loss. In that scenario, having the tighter stop loss with the better entry, that would have got me my 2R. In this scenario, both of them did. So, worked out, but don't chase. Doesn't work out in the long run. Remember, trading isn't based on 1 or 2 trades. It's based on months and years of trades. Well, it's based on years of trades. A lifetime of trades. Okay. I think that's sort of it for the analysis. Let's update our May Live stats on the stream. Wait, no. Let's update the journals first so I realize how many pips I actually have to update. And then we'll update the stream. Not that anybody's, bless you. Not that anybody's watching, but if anybody has any suggestions how to improve this stream, let me know in the comment section. If you say there's too much green, you can F right off. I don't care. I like green. It's my favorite color. And I'm going to stick with green. So you can just shove it. Okay, journals. Do you guys want to see my journals? Let's load up my journals on here, okay? Actually, let's not. If you guys want, you can see my journals. They're linked in the chat as well as in the description below. I have 3 journals. I have my paid signal journal and my live stream journal. Those ones are free to view. And then I have my journal. And my journal is not free to view. And that's because my journal has more information. More information than I would be willing to give away. So let's go update these guys. Not too shabby. We're May 5th and we're at 6R for the month. If you don't know what R is, and I keep saying R is just return. So a lot of traders on Forex don't talk about R. I feel like it's more of a stock trader thing. R just means if you have a stop loss, whatever your stop loss is 1R. And that could be 1% of your account, that could be 10% of your account, but your stop loss is just 1R. And so any amount of profit you make on top of that is relative to your stop, which is, you know, you could make a half R. So if you have a 10 pip stop and you get all out at 50 at 5 pips, that's a half R. You know, you risked 10 pips, you made 5 pips, that's half R. If you risk 10 pips and you make 20 pips, that's a 2R trade. Those are the trades I generally like to make. I like to aim for 2R. Because you can be right, or you can be wrong 50% of the times and still be profitable. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Obviously that scales. You should be able to check your journal notes. So what do? I journal risk management strategy, which means I journal getting out at 1R, setting my stop loss to break even, and then getting out at 2R. And then I journal 2R, which means I don't do anything. I just get out at 2R or get out at stop loss. No matter, even if it goes to 1R, there's no break even, there's no nothing, which is why you can see my records. They don't have break even stats because I don't get out at break even. And the reason I don't get out at break even is because I have found that it's not worth it. Price is more likely to come back down to break even and then go up to my take profit than it is to go back down to break even and hit my stop loss. And I wouldn't know that if I didn't journal. So that's why you need to journal. But you also need to journal hypothetical scenarios as opposed to just what you trade. So you need to journal what would happen if I didn't overmanage this trade. What would happen if I just traded exactly according to my plan? Okay, 20 trades in a row, what would happen? Maybe you do worse. Maybe your risk management during trades actually pays off. But you don't know that with certainty until you journal and have data that proves it. I don't do it, but you could journal what would happen if I traded 3R or 4R or 5R. Would I start to make more money in the long term? Yes, market conditions can change, those stats can change, that's fair. So it's never a true testament of your strategy, but it's the best thing you have is data. So really, if you're not journaling, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you're not hypothetically journaling, you're also doing yourself a disservice. There are journal apps out there, some good ones that I'm not affiliated with anything. How am I affiliated? I've got no viewers. I think TraderView was one I used, but I think it's better for stocks. Yeah, TraderView, the trading journal, is good for stocks. It does analysis. It keeps a catalog. I think it's pretty good. There's Edgewonk as well. This one I haven't used in a very long time, so I honestly don't know what their features are like, but again, also very good. What you really want are the analyses portions. So, you know, you want a journal that you're paying for to analyze your data in ways you didn't even think of doing. And by that I mean, let's just say I input a year's worth of data and TraderView or Edgewonk tells me that I'm actually not profitable on Fridays. And I've just like never known that. I've maybe had an inclination. I'm like, man, Fridays they just suck. The market never does anything, but I always trade Fridays. And then Edgewonk hits me back and says, this is how you perform every day of the week. And on Fridays, you just never make money. Like, or not never make money, but you over average, you're break even or less. And so you either do one of two things in that scenario. You give yourself a long weekend from trading, which in one sense is actually making you more profitable, right? Because it's giving you time back. Even though you're not making money, you're getting time back for being break even. Or you adapt your strategy on Fridays. And so you can either do one of those two things. But you would never know that unless you analyzed your weekly trades. Like if you analyzed every day by itself, which you could definitely do, but it's a lot of extra work. Whereas it's got computer generated software that will do that for you. And then that's just one example of how these trading softwares can be very beneficial. But if you're also, you don't necessarily need them. There are some people out there who don't journal at all and are profitable. And good for them. I think they could be more profitable if they journaled, likely. I can't imagine anybody that's journaling that's going to be less profitable, but who knows? Okay, so CADJPY, how many pips we got? We got 120 pips on him. Again, I don't think the pips, like I said, if I got a better entry, I would have got 71 pips on him. So do I think 120 pips is better than 70 pips? No, I just would have increased my risk, or I would have just increased my lot size on the 71 because I had a shorter stop loss. But I still would have nailed the 2R. Could I have, on that one trade, gone up and targeted up here and nailed a 4R trade? Yeah, that would have been nice, but that's not how I trade. Not how I trade yet. Maybe after a few more years in this game, I'll have a better intuition of how I can adjust R values to maximize profits. But for now, we stick to 2R. So he goes blue now because he is done. So he's just a monitoring trade. USDJPY, we also scored 120. That's actually pretty funny. Actually, is that funny? Yeah, that's kind of funny, I would say. There's a significant size difference, so 120 pips on CADJPY is percentage-wise is a lot more. But anywho, okay. So total pips. So pips for the month is 361. Pips for the year is 792. Paid signal. Neither of those are live, so they don't get uploaded to the live journal. I just don't stream long enough for them to be uploaded. CADJPY could have been on the live trade journal, but I just didn't stay on long enough. Okay. NZD, yeah, okay. Just deleting NZDUSD from my Forex journal, because we did not take that trade. All right. Oh, wait, no. Why is that like that? Yeah, so the CADJPY trade, according to my journal, was entered at 7:15 roughly yesterday, and the USDJPY trade was entered at roughly 9:10 yesterday. Yeah. Okay. And the Euro USD trade we're still in. And we've been in since 8 a.m. April 25th. Man, sometimes these guys they just go. Okay. All right. Right. Update the signals on the stream. So many tabs open when you're streaming. Unnecessary amount of tabs open when you're streaming. If you guys are wondering what I'm looking at all the time, staring upwards, I have a 40-inch monitor. So I'm streaming from my laptop, which is, I don't know, 15 inches. And then above it, I have a 40-inch monitor, which whenever we have friends over, they always laugh at because it's slightly smaller than our TV. But, you know, the screen real estate is really nice. Okay. Properties. Jeez. The unfortunate part is these freaking windows on the streamer keep on popping up way too large. So we have 3 wins. We've got 6R. Oh wait, no, that's live. I haven't done shit there. Look at me, just lying out of my teeth. No transparency. Okay. Properties. Okay, so now we have 4 wins. 6R. 361 pips. Nice. Okay. And then properties. We have 24 wins. What is that? 33R. And 792. 92. Cool. Cool. Okay. Alright. I don't know what that what that win percentage would be, and I'm too lazy to figure it out, so that's okay. How's Euro USD doing when he loses? Cause look at that. Look at that. See, had I done the risk management trade, I would have hit break even multiple times. And that would have, maybe it'll save me from losing 70 pips or 1R. But, I don't know. Save me the headache of having to watch this every day. That's probably the bigger thing. Save me the headache of having this tortuously. When he was up here, I was so sure he was hitting take profit. I'm like, oh my god, he's up to this level again. He's gonna hit take profit. He did not. He rejected pretty freaking hard again. That's okay. That's a learning lesson. Should have just whatchamacallited. Yeah, so EURNZD, let's just say we were to jump the gun and we're just to enter up there. Stop loss would then be 1200 pips. Take profit would be 24, but it would just be right about there. So we would have to hit an extra 50 pips to hit 2R, as opposed to waiting for it to go down here and getting 3R on only needing to hit 166 pips. However, there's no guarantee it's going to drop to this level. And were it to drop to this level, there's no guarantee that it's not just going to continue and hit stop loss. Decisions, folks. Decisions. NZDCHF, how's he doing? I think they're probably, I mean, it is Friday. I keep on forgetting that. This shit's probably just going to go sideways for the rest of Friday. Like, we've already got our big news. We've got this, the CAD, the USD, non-farm employment, the unemployment, all this has already come out. Fridays, I find, typically get pretty lazy in the late morning, afternoon. You get like weird price movements that are just like small. So I can't imagine a whole lot more is happening. I might end the stream here. Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably end the stream here and pick up again on Monday. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better. I tried messing with the mic a little bit. Who knows? Might have been worse. I'm sorry if it was. If you couldn't hear me throughout this whole thing, that would be so disappointing. I'm gonna add some background music to this guy. So I should have background music to the intro, and I should have background music to the outro. I'll probably add background music to this guy because it's just nicer. It's more pleasant. Yeah, and I'll probably have premium signals set up to purchase over the weekend. So starting Monday, there will be premium signals if you want to buy, just like market standard. I think I'm going to set them at $100 a month, and cheaper if you buy more. So like $90 a month for 3 months, $80 a month for 6 months, $70 a month for a year. Not the cheapest thing, but hey, you know, if you were doing a challenge, and yeah, if you're doing a challenge and you're just using my premium signals for the month of May, you would have already passed your challenge if you were risking 2%. So yeah. Wow, I can't do mental math right now. Yeah, because you would have made right. Oh my god, man, I cannot do mental math right now. If you're risking 2%, sorry. Yeah, you would have passed your challenge, not 1%. If you're risking $1,000 per trade, you would be up $6,000. But if you're risking 2% per trade, you would be up $12,000. So you would have passed your challenge. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna slide over to the outro. And yeah, have a good weekend if anybody watches this. I don't think they will be, but who knows. See ya.